Here we are, week 3 of this careers update for the sales engineering course. Today is April 18th. It's really like week 5 for real, but between being busy with the course, juggling real life, not wanting to give any bad information. I know this is a big investment for a lot of people. And lastly, I have been procrastinating some. I watched the Lakers play Sunday. They won, so I'm happy about that. Man, I want to see these Lakers, win it all. So we'll see how that goes. It's been a good week. I finally caught up on my resume stuff. Sent it to my mentor. He sent it back to me. It's looking strong. So shout out to ChatGPT. Helped a lot. Man, because starting a resume from scratch, man, because prior to this, I was doing life insurance, like I said, and I was in the mindset of, man, I'm never doing a resume ever again, but here we are. So it's still work that you have to do, but it definitely helped. Got that done. Man, went to the barbershop yesterday, man, went to this new barber. That's why I got this hat on right now, because he pushed me back like a linebacker. So I got a few notes here. So with this careers course, it's a lot of information. Every day, Monday through Friday, you're in a class from 1 hour to 2 hours, usually with a new topic each day. Most times, they'll send you slides with the material. I would strongly suggest reading that material beforehand, just so when you get to the actual class, it's not your first time seeing it. There's no way that most people are going to retain that information. It's just too much in a short amount of time. Also, I would advise to attend the classes if you can. There are replays for each class. And the benefit of that is you could watch it on your own time. You could use your own schedule. Like I said, I'm on the East Coast. The careers instructors are mostly on West Coast schedules. So from 8 to 10:30 for me, it's kind of hard, man. Like this material, a lot of times I find dry. So it's a struggle to stay awake. Plus, I have distractions like basketball, That's my own personal thing. But I'm sure, some people are going to have their own distractions. So, yeah, but I would say attend the classes just because there are certain things that you won't be able to have access to on a replay. For instance, if you're watching a replay and you have a question right there, you can't ask it because you're watching a replay. You'll have to wait to the next class, or it just would be a little more difficult and less organic to get your question out. The other reason I would suggest going to the classes as much as possible is the chat. Usually there's like 50 plus people, sometimes 100 people in the Zoom meeting, and there will be people who, for whatever reason, are talking in the chat, and they'll ask great questions, and you're not going to see that on a replay. Additionally, there'll be links dropped in there, just more resources that you just wouldn't have access to on a rewatch. So yesterday, I scheduled my demo, interview, and feedback session. This is what's required for you to get the careers internship. Now, the instructors did say that they've never seen a student fail this, but you could tell the difference between who studied for it, who prepared, and who kind of just went with it. I personally think this is one of the most important parts of the whole careers experience, just because it kind of simulates real life. I think all this information is good to have, but a lot of it you're not going to use, or parts of it you're going to use depending on what job or company you end up working with. So yeah, so I guess I'm going to be spending the next days just preparing for the demo, going over the interview questions and just brushing up on those skills. So, yeah. I alluded to the fact that I think that this information is dry a lot, and I do think it's dry. What attracted me to sales engineering was it's sales, but it's not pushy sales, but it's also knowing the product. My most recent class from the instructor, who's also has a background in sales engineering, is saying you do need to know more about, AWS, and you might want to pursue getting the entry level certs and those sort of things. So for me, I'm willing to do that stuff, but I'm not overly interested in going to technical. I feel like my experience in the Air Force should be technical enough. And, I'm willing to do some of it, but I ain't trying to go too far in that. That's not what I signed up for. So another thing that I'm seeing is with the salary stuff. Some of the people on social media are saying, don't just accept anything. Negotiate your numbers, look at the averages. Don't be afraid to ask for what you deserve, those sort of things. Some of these people who are saying that have some experience already, and maybe that's what they mean. Again, it's gray, so I don't know for sure. I'm figuring that out. Instructors are saying if you say something too high, you might talk yourself out of a job. So yeah, I would say do your own research. I'm still filling it out. For me personally, I'm not trying to take no little bitty number, but I don't want to be too crazy about salary. So, and it's not a huge deal for me. Like, I'll be fine. Oh, a common thing that they are saying, take early offers. Even if it isn't your passion specifically, take it, because you want to get your foot in the door. So it's important to know what you want to do as far as the industry goes, but your first gig, your first career, your first job, whatever you want to call it, might not be that specifically. So it's important to, get your foot in the door, basically. Take what's out there for you. So be picky later on. I got a cert on LinkedIn Learning, and I'm gonna drop a link for this in the description. It's basically a sales engineering certificate, easy to digest. I felt like it was really concise. It's by a guy named John Kerr, and yeah, I personally would recommend that. It's not long, self-paced, useful information. So yeah, something else that I personally need to do is get with my mentor. We've done like 2 sessions so far. I probably will get with them to practice the demo, during the demo process or whatever, and the LinkedIn page optimization. He did give it a one-over. And like I said, I use ChatGPT for a lot of that stuff. I also use another website called Logic Balls. Sounds crazy, but it helped me, and showed it to him, and he was like, oh, this is great. So yeah, just kind of documenting my journey. I didn't want it to be too formal. Some rambling is fine, but not too much. So, feedback, give me feedback. Let me know what you think. Until next time.